This funfold card is so simple, but wow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. I'm Julie Baca. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. We're making a fun fold. It's very simple. It's going to go great with your pretty papers, any pretty paper, but especially ones that have like a larger scene on the front that looks cool cut up. I got inspiration for this week's project from my friend Bernie. She is on my team and she sent me this absolutely gorgeous card a couple months ago, and I just tucked it away because I'm like, I have to do something with that idea. I thought it was just a gorgeous card, so I turned her regular card into a fun fold. So let's get started. So this fun fold can be used with any designer series paper, but it works really well when you have like a scene to cut apart. It just makes it really interesting. These are the beautiful gallery. Are these just gorgeous? Like I could have made one with every single piece of this and every side of it. So start with this and then you'll be able to choose your cardstock colors. I want to give you a closer look at my friend Bernie's card. That's where I got inspired because this one I just made into a fun fold, but you can see she picked the Thoughtful Journey designer series paper. And this one has just kind of meadow scenes and beautiful colors. So this is another great pack of paper to choose for this technique. So you can see hers, she just cut these and layered them and then put this whole panel up with Stampin' Dimensionals and then made it into a regular open card. So for mine, I'm just using a flat piece of cardstock for the card base. So I've got lots of examples to show you because I just like got addicted to this design and this paper. So this is the one we're going to use for our card right now. You're going to need a piece of cardstock. I'm just using this as my card base. My card is not going to open, but you could do it that way. Then you're going to need another smaller piece of cardstock, and then we're going to build this flap. So let me show you how to do that. Now, all the measurements for these pieces are on my website, sunnydaystamping.com. This project sheet will be emailed out to my email subscribers this morning. So go ahead and sign up if you're not on my email list. If you're on my email list, this is waiting in your email box. So I found the easiest way to do this is to take this flap and fold it on the score line just so you can see that score line nicely. And then, here, let me put this so it's all in the camera. There we go. Then I put glue here. If your glue doesn't come out right away, just kind of pinch the top of it because it kind of gets plugged. There we go. And now I'll center up this right below the fold line. I don't want to go above the fold line because I want this to be able to fold down. So I'm centering this up on my my fold here, and then I'm just gonna check to make sure it's gonna fold nicely, that it's not too short, because if you put this paper too far down, this panel will be too short. So that's the easy way to put that together. Then we're gonna glue that right to the card base. Holy cow, that was way too much glue. I might be in trouble. Now take your bone folder and just run it along here to make sure that glue is nice and flat and everything is stuck down. I'm also going to take my bone folder on this. I should have done that before I connected it to the card base. To protect my cardstock, put a piece of scrap paper down, and then you can push as hard as you want on here and it's not going to leave a mark on your cardstock. There, now that's sitting down a little more. So now we're going to cut this into 3 panels to put on our card, but you can see this is too big, so we have to cut it down. And this is so beautiful. I wanted to get it right on the first try. And so I've got a tip that really helped me. For this, you can't just go and cut it at the dimensions for the piece because you want a certain part of the image in your card. So I made a template that I could see through. Now you can buy the window sheets if you want, but I bet you have a ton of these also on your brand new stamps before you go and stick them in your your stamp case, it has a really thin piece of whatever, plastic, whatever, that goes in the trash. But this thick one, I always hang on to them and I'm always looking for uses for them. Well, this is what I did. So take that piece from your stamp set. I'm sure you have a drawer of them like me. And then grab your paper trimmer. And so whatever size that you are putting on the front of your card, in this case, mine is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. You're gonna cut that window sheet down, and it's thick. So you go through it a couple times with your paper trimmer. What was it? 3 7/8. Trim this down to the exact size. Now that works okay, but it is kind of hard to see, and you guys know my eyes aren't fantastic. So what I needed to do was mark this so that on my desk with all the other scraps of paper, this one is very identifiable. So I figured what I would do is just put the measurement on there because I can keep this for other projects. But that still was not enough to be able to see on here. So take a scrap piece of paper and run your permanent marker just down the side, all sides of this template. Try to get as straight as you can, but look, see, that's not straight. Doesn't matter. We're just trying to make it stick out on our paper. So this is why you do it on scrap paper. You don't want that permanent marker anywhere. Now you can put this on here and be able to frame out exactly what you want on your card. So in my case, I really want that house to go on this front panel right here. So I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to do that. I guess I'll push it over a little bit. I definitely want some of the river, and I definitely want some of that beautiful sky. So that looks good to me right there. So now what I'm going to do is put this in my paper trimmer, making sure the paper is lined up at the top of the paper trimmer so that my paper is straight. And then this black line, you want it to be right in that trough, that cutting trough right here. So, and if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get it pretty darn close. Move that out of the way so you don't cut that mask. So now we know it's gotta be 5 1/8. So we don't need that mask anymore. Just turn this around and then measure it at 5 1/8 over there. Now, if you have, if eighths gives you anxiety, I did make a video on how to figure out where the eighths are on your trimmer. So now we've got that figured out. Now we've got to know where to cut it here. So you can figure it out ahead of time, or you can put it in your paper trimmer and then kind of decide where you want it. I think I want it right there. And I'm going to push this into the paper trough, remove this, and then cut. And then we're going to rotate. And we know that this needs to be 3 7/8. So then we cut it. And now it's going to be perfect, just like we wanted it to. So now for this, we're going to cut 1 inch off of each side. It's important that you don't go cutting another inch right here because we want this to be in the middle. So you're going to rotate this and then cut 1 inch off of that side. Now make sure to keep your puzzle pieces together so that they they go on your card in the right way. Let's go ahead and glue these on. And what you're going to do is just line this up right here so that it's equidistant on these 3 sides. And we're going to put this one right here. Now, if you are someone who likes my videos, watches my channel, if you could give me a thumbs up on this video, and man, it helps so much and I appreciate it. Now this one goes right on this front panel, so we'll just glue that right down. Oh no! Oh no! I didn't cut it right. Look! Look! I have to solve this. I'll be back. Okay, the problem was before I even started this video, I cut this at the wrong width. I cut it at 3 and it's supposed to be 3 1/4. So that's why this ended up being wrong. But because I have it all stuck down, we are adapting, and I just trimmed 1/8 of an inch off each side of that. So if you accidentally make the same mistake, just go with it. So now we need to put a sentiment on the front. I'm going to use Unbounded Love because there are so many different ones to pick from. And I loved the dies with this. I thought they paired really well with this paper because there's just pretty edges, but also just circles and rectangles. Now I'm going to heat emboss mine, but you definitely could just stamp it. So I'm just gonna pick this little hello, and I'm gonna pick the silver. I think that'll just really look cool. Kind of shake this around so it really sticks to the words there. And I just tap it off on my scrap paper and then funnel it right back into my jar before I do anything so it doesn't spill everywhere. Now we're gonna use the heat tool to heat this up. Go ahead and turn it on and get it nice and hot before you bring it to your paper. Keep it moving around until you see it starting to get shiny, and then turn off the heat. Isn't that so pretty? And then pick one of those dies to cut it out. There, doesn't that look so great? I did cut one out previously using the copper, which I thought was cool, but I just really could not decide which one I liked best or where to put it. So I think I'll put this one off to the right here. I'm gonna pop that up with dimensionals. I use the take your pick tool to get those off of there, and then we'll just pop that on the front. You could definitely do ribbon. You could definitely do other embellishments, but I wanted to keep this simple. So now for the inside, we'll just take this little panel, just pick one of those sentiments from that stamp set. Oh no, I will try to, you know what? No, we're just gonna flip this over. It'll be fine. Yeah, we'll just, sometimes that's just easier. And you know, there's two sides to every paper. So bam, first try, right? All right, let's glue this in and let me show you all these examples. Here's the one from the beginning of the video using gold for the embossing. This one has silver with Misty Moonlight and Pecan Pie as the base. This one I used a big, one of the big die cuts out of there to make that big happy birthday. And then lastly, this beautiful river scene. I forgot to say at the beginning of the video, I've got a blog post that goes along with this video, and over there you can find the measurements, additional photos, and the supply list over there. So you can use this card with any of your stamps, ink, and paper, but if you want your cards to look just like mine, you can purchase them right from there, and I'm happy to help you out with that. Oh, in June 2025, all month long, so there's only 2 weeks left, they're Stampin' Up's having a buy one, get one 50% off sale on all their sweets and sweet project products. You can mix and match anything. So man, it's a great time to do that. And all the sweet I used today is in that sale. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday for my next video. Have a sunny day.